This is Sidney, Ashton, and welcome to Pajama Pre-Med. This is episode 3, where we're going to be talking about different internship opportunities for pre-medical students, and we're going to feature my Hello Kitty pajamas and my blanket since I'm cold and I have a stuffy nose. But let's just dive right in. The first program is the Virtual Summer Research Program for Future Physician Scientists. This is hosted by the American Physician Scientists Association. I believe they have a website, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and I'm going to put links to the applications and information below in the description box, but just so you know where to find them and the information. This is a program that's looking for students with identities underrepresented science and medicine, such as race/ethnicity, women/gender minorities, LGBTQIA+, disability, low socioeconomic status, and more. The application is due May 1st. I have actually applied for ASPA before, but I did it their very first year. They started during the COVID pandemic to basically help pre-med students get research experience on a virtual platform since everything was shut down. And when they first started, you had an option to either do a short course through the Jackson Laboratory, so that's what I did, and it was on mammalian genetics, or you could do the 8-week-long virtual research program. I didn't have time for that personally during the summer, but it's a great resource, and so I wanted to share that with everybody. The program is from June 13th through August 5th, and you have to devote about 20 hours per week on the project. You will engage with physician scientist leaders through a weekly mentorship speaker series, connect with members of biomedical student organizations, attend weekly journal club meetings, present a poster at a regional APSA conference, and form longitudinal mentorship. So it sounds like it's a really supportive program for pre-medical students, and it also gives you insight into whether you want to do maybe an MD PhD, a PhD separately from an MD program at some point, or if you still just want to do MD, because that's okay too if at the end of the program you're like, maybe research isn't for me, but this gives you that experience. The next program I want to talk about is the Summer Health Professions Education Program, also known as SHPEP or SHPEP. This is a 6-week-long free program for pre-professional students, and there's a couple of different location sites. There's one in California, Texas, Alabama. There's some in the New England area. I can't remember where they're all at, but if you go to shpep.org, then you can look at all the location sites and see what they cover, what they offer students, things like that. But it's all expenses paid. You don't have to worry about food, housing, any of that. It's just 6 weeks of being immersed in a medical center and learning what it's like to be a student at an institution there. And some of the things you'll maybe go over, each site is different, but the one I participated in was in Houston, and that one we did some simulation labs like spinal tap, intubation, blood pressure readings, suturing. We had anatomy labs using actual cadavers and gross dissection. We didn't do the dissection. Medical students and dental students kind of facilitated our learning in that capacity. Then we also learned about interprofessionalism concepts, public health. It went beyond just medicine, dentistry, and nursing. You learned so much more than that, and you got a shadow during the program. Again, things are kind of different depending on the program site, but that's just what I experienced. And the important dates to note is that the application opens on November 1st and the deadline is February 5th. And so on the application, you'll have like a little spot for a personal statement, which is just an essay about maybe who you are, your background, why you want to go into a health field, and then a letter of recommendation. And the application is open for freshmen and sophomores in college. So if you're a freshman and you've had a hard time trying to get connections with professors because your courses are online or whatever the reason, you can use a high school science teacher. So do note that. You must be a high school graduate and currently enrolled as a freshman or sophomore, have a minimum overall college GPA of 2.5, be a U.S. citizen, permanent resident, or individual granted deferred action for childhood arrivals, and must have not previously participated in the program. So it's a one and done type of thing, but after the program, you can become a SHPEP ambassador. I've currently served as one for 2 years, and it's really fun reaching out to people in your area to try and help students just know that this is an opportunity that they have. The next program I'm going to talk about is the Hope Medical Scholars Program. They have an Instagram and they actually post webinars and things for people outside of the program. So that will give you a little bit more insight to who they are, but it is an intensive immersion program for underrepresented minority and first-generation students in the New England area. It provides selected scholars the opportunity to get a snapshot into the life of Harvard Medical School students and connect them with mentors who come from similar backgrounds and interests. Their application deadlines for college juniors/seniors was in November on the 29th. High school was January 17th, but college freshmen and sophomores is April 18th. So this application is open 8 more days for you. Dates of the immersion programs for the one that's still open, so college freshmen or sophomores, is June 11th and June 18th, 2022. It says it's a immersion program every Saturday from 12 to 4 East Central Time for 5 weeks. You get clinical skills workshops, one-on-one mentorship with medical students and deans of Harvard Medical School application guidance, and every student receives stethoscopes and other clinical tools. Dr. Abbas Naqvi, he has a TikTok account and a website. He has hosted various programs, one of which is the virtual rounds program. That's the one I believe I participated in. It was called something else. For us, it was called MEM Online, but it was a differential diagnosis program. And so you're put into groups or teams, I guess, and you have to work on coming up with a diagnosis based on the case presented. And then when you come to the cohort online, you present your findings and what you believe the patient should be diagnosed with, and he kind of guides you through that whole process. And so you learn a lot about symptoms and signs and different ailments and how to read an EKG or things like that. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. And his current program is relaunching. It says March 2022, but it looks like the form's not live because it passed. But this was called the Humanities and Medicine Internship Program, and it had a capstone project that you have to work on. Do keep an eye on his website because he'll update with different programs, but I don't have any specific dates for that one. Anyways, these were a few different opportunities for pre-medical students. I hope you have a good time applying, and I hope you get in. But overall, just know that you're doing amazing. This journey is a little bit hard, but these are some fun activities that you can sprinkle in with everything else. And don't forget to like and subscribe.